Hopefully that's on the audio.
She must have thought, oh, there's nothing behind the band.
Oh, Inglorious is on, awesome. That better? Let's try that. Hello, Mr. Pancake Man and Saf Surge. How are you, crew? Alright, let's go to here. I've just got to get the other side sorted. No, mate, we're going to put together fly fishing equipment and then we'll be fishing tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Alright, let's go here. Thursday. Alright, let's go here. Hey, good work. UKC Fishing with Big Dan. How are you, bud? Let me just get rid of this junk. So what I'm on the Australis bot account. Come on, mate. What are you doing? No, you don't need that. Hey, Luke. How are you, mate? LCW Wrestling. Welcome. Hang on. I'll just get this sorted. Why is this not working? Excuse me for a second, Famo. Oh, God. Hey, here we are finally. Don't you just love Twitch? Yay. All right. Luke Mason, how are you? Gavin, how are you, bud? Welcome, Gav. Welcome, everyone. All right, first things first, I'd like to welcome everyone to the stream today. A little bit of housekeeping. If everybody could please like the live stream on YouTube. All right, welcome to everyone on YouTube and also Twitch. Let me just sort out this. Settings, quality. Awesome, Luke. Paul Newman, how are you, bud? Welcome, matey. 720, you don't need 1080. Look at that. Might do in a minute, though, because that might cook. All right, that's good. Welcome, everyone. Now, I just need to check something. All right. What we're going to be doing today, fam, okay, is we're going to be putting together all our fly fishing equipment, right? And that way I'm going to show everyone something a little bit different to what we normally watch with the fishing, okay? So, all right, hi KK, how are you, mate? No, we don't need mod view. Chat settings, emotes only, chat is off, which is good. Right, so let's bring that here. And let's bring this here. Right, excuse me for a second. Lovely. All right, so I don't need that. Agent Cal Gibbs, how are you, mate? Paul, good to see you. How's things in Sydney, mate? You busy? You quiet? What's going on? Right, that's good. Okay, we've got the picture there. Hey, the 28s are starting to get tame. All right, now what we've got here now is we've got our new Redington reel set up. Okay, so what I did is I went out and got these for my birthday. So very happy about that. And what we've got is we've got these new Redington fly reels. Now Redington are a company that's been around for a long time. They're synonymous with supplying really affordable tackle at really good prices. I mean, if this had something else on it, you would probably be paying twice for it, because with a lot of fishing, it's got everything to do with what's in the name, you know? All right, so just excuse me for a second, fam. I just got to do another couple of things. Hey, Ken Nolan, how are you, bud? What's going on, mate? Welcome to the stream, matey. Just give me a second. I just got to go into full screen. I just got to edit the video. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. Unfortunately, I did all this before I started. That's what happens when you've got passionate fingers. All right, just give me a second. I'm just going to catch up on the chat with everyone. Good. And paste and save. Nah, Flyline is an actual product, Loey. What you need to do is you need to buy a product that's not stretchy, because what'll happen is if you've got something that's got a lot of stretch and you bound it really tightly onto a reel or a spool, it'll cause it to split. Now I'm just going to go back to, let's go here. All right. And the good thing, slowly getting better. Yeah, 40 plus, mate. It was 40 plus here as well, which is not the best. I'm not good with the heat. All right, let's go there. All right, excellent. Now, I can see what I'm doing. Great, chat can see what we're doing. Alrighty, so what we did today earlier is, oh, that was not a good idea, Jimbo. Right, what we did today earlier was we put together the larger 7/8 fly reel. Okay, so this is a setup for what's known as a shooting head, okay? So what we've got here is we've got the braided running line, right, which is about, oh, that's right, Dome Pop. I'm the least important thing on the stream, mate. You need to be able to see what I'm doing, not so much me, buddy. Right, yeah, I'm the least important thing on the stream. Okay, so let's not worry about the small stuff. Right, now I'm going to use this in a minute. What I've got here, right, yeah, you got to be able to see what I'm doing, not me. Right, there we go, that's good. Let's block out a bit of sunlight there. Right, now, so fly fishing is different to your normal fishing, because with normal fishing, what happens is it's the weight of your object that will get your lure out there, or sinker, or whatever, or bait. With fly fishing, flies weigh nothing, so I've got about 3 boxes of flies here. These weigh nothing, lucky if they weigh 1 or 2 grams, right? I can fit most of these flies on my thumb. That's how small they are. As you can see, there's a rule in Western Australia, right? If a fly is about 2 inches long and black, it'll catch everything. Okay, so that's exactly why most of the flies in my tackle box are just black marabou tail with a woven body and just a bit of hackle wound around it. So that's known as the, well, we've got fuzzy wuzzies, we've got all sorts of different types of flies in here, muddler minnows, all sorts of things. Okay, so as you can see, they're not very heavy. Okay, they're not very heavy, and you know, Panic, how are you, mate? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, they're not very heavy, so if you tried to cast them with conventional fishing tackle, right, you would have a hell of a time trying to get them out there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, I'm going to set these up. That's the 5/6 weight spool, right? That's the 5/6 weight reel, sorry. And we also have the 5/6 weight spool, which is in this like bag here. Okay. Who's that? Risky Banana. Hello, bud. How are you? Okay, so that's the other 5/6 weight spool. So as you can see, I actually haven't done anything with these spools yet, because what I'm going to do is I have been fishing a couple of old reels and spools that I've had for a very long time. Munted, how are you, bud? Welcome. And look, people, for those of you that are on the other platform, we did go across to YouTube, and we were embraced by the fishing community on YouTube. We were partnered within 3 months. So I would like everyone that's in the other platform stream, Pudge, how are you, mate? I would like, if possible, could you go across to the YouTube channel, subscribe for free, and just like the video, okay? And say hello to the 5 people that we've got watching in the YouTube channel now, okay? Pudge, I got fed up with the partnership, mate, and sent a letter in to hand it back. So, you know, it's gone, and to be quite frank with you, mate, partnership is not a big deal on this platform. Okay? Right, so what we have here now is we have an 8-weight fly line on the 7/8 weight, and on here what I have is a setup for the 8-weight shooting head. Now, with the shooting head, all my reels are set to left-hand wind because I cast... hey, Saf Surge, how are you, bud? I cast right-handed because that's my stronger hand, and I retrieve left-handed. You will find that over time it does become a lot easier when you're fishing and that sort of stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up a weight forward on the 5/6 reel, and we're going to set up a weight... We're going to set up a shooting head actually on the spare spool. Okay, so what we'll do now is I'm going to make a... Munted, how are you, bud? Good to see you. You've got a good badge there on the team you support. All right, so the easiest way we're going to do this, okay, that's the 6-weight sinking. Where's the 9-weight? Here we go. All right. So, now, one thing we've got to do is, unfortunately, the little tag... Summers World, how are you, mate? What I need to do is just figure out which is the shooting head and which is the running line. So I'm pretty confident that what I've got here is the running line. Hearts, how are you, mate? Welcome. So let's have a look. Hey, Joey, how are you, bud? Welcome, mate. Yep, all right, so we've got this right. So what this is the back of the fly line that's heading out this way. Okay, so... rightio. So let's just get this going. So what will happen is we have to measure this fly line from this end, okay? Right, because what that is, on your weight forward fly lines, all they have is a Dacron joined to the end of the fly line. All right, so what we've got here is the thinner section. This is actually the taper that we'll be casting, okay? Thanks, Aussie Welsh, and thanks very much for letting us know, mate, about the other side, okay? All right, now let's bring this in here. Yep, this is the thicker section. Satiri, how are you, Sammy? What's going on, mate? How's life treating you? Right. Okay, good work. So, what you've got here, okay, is with a weight forward, you've got 30 to 40 feet of fly line that is weighted to a set configuration, okay, that allows you to cast it. So, with this section here, that's a weight forward fly line, but this is a shooting head. So all we need to do is figure out where the weighted section is, right? And then we'll be able to work back from that. So this is what we're going to do. Okay, I've kept my other shooting head, which is old and brittle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure this back, okay, to here, and then hopefully not get it tangled. Right, so let's go through. I'll get this fairly close. Right, and that's, funnily enough, that's just about there. Let's have a look here. All right, well, that's good. So actually this is a little bit longer, believe it or not. No, that's good. Let's have a look. Let's check this out. No, that's about all the same length. Good. So what we've got now is we figured out how long the shooting head is, which is great. We're going to leave ourselves a little bit extra there. Right, and I'm going to retire the old one that has caught I don't know how many hundreds of fish. Well, what it is, Saf Surge, all fly lines have a Dacron core, so they've got a hollow core. That's why they're a bit susceptible to, like, you know, rotting and breaking down over time. And what happens is, where the weight forward section is, the Dacron is the core, and what they'll do is they'll build up the polyethylene around it, so that way it makes it thicker and heavier. So that's what you cast, right? So the end that I've got here, okay, the end that we've got here, right, is the end that is going to go to the fish. And that's important because that actually has a little taper on the front of it. So, and unfortunately fly lines like to tie knots. So let me just get this out of here. I had to grab the long end, didn't I? Right, and the other thing is too, like, I haven't bought an 8-weight. Okay, nice, there we go. All right, family. So this is what we're going to do now. These are known as leader loops, right? So with these leader loops, they use what's known as a loop-to-loop connection, right, to join everything, okay? So I'm going to be able to fish this line on an 8-weight or a 9-weight rod. What we've done is we figured out where the taper is. So now what I'm going to do is, I should really weigh it, but I'm not going to bother with that sort of thing. So here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the fly line into this. Braided monofilament, right? Oh, Saf Surge, don't stress out about it, mate. It is quite technical, but once you get the hang of it, you just sort of keep it fairly simple, you know? Right. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm slowly working my fly line into this braided monofilament, okay? So what this means is, with braided monofilament, what you can do is it can loosen one way and it grips the next. It's the old Chinese finger torture. Remember when they used to go to the country fairs and they used to put your fingers in the braided Dacron and that sort of stuff? And if you pushed in one way, it was okay, and then if you tried to go in the other, it would grip on your fingers, right? So that's all this is. And what I'm going to do is, where the loop's formed, right, we're just going to work our way down. Right, like so. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to put this slip-on loop connector, right? So what happens is, it doesn't matter how tight you pull, that's not going to let go now, right? And then what we do is we just bring this little bit of plastic down over it, okay? And then basically now what's happened is that's all joined, see? And that's the protector that stops that fraying. So what we do is we chuck that over here now, once I get the old fly line out the way. Right, we bring it in. So that's the end that goes to the fishing line. this is the end that goes to the spool. So, another little tip too, when you do this, right, what you've got to do is you've just got to cut that at an angle so it makes a point, right? So when that makes that point, it'll actually go through this braided monofilament leader. If you do it so that it's cut straight, it makes it a little bit harder. And if you've got a reel and 2 spare spools, usually you've got anywhere up to 4. Morning, Doc. How are you, bud? Welcome to the stream. Now, most hated on, welcome. And thanks to everyone that's in both platforms watching, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to join this. The tough part is getting it to go right the way through. Okay, people, and yeah, like I said, if you can just please go and follow on Twitter, subscribe for free on YouTube, and even follow on the Facebook page. We are going to try and get partnered on Facebook as well. It's a bit like the last frontier in streaming, Facebook. So we've already been partnered on 2 platforms. We're going to be pushing for the 3rd one. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just push that down there. Van Skellig, how are you, my friend? Welcome, buddy. I'm good, just putting together the fly fishing tackle. Thanks, Paul. So see here, what we've got here is I've got this little clear tubing. The end of the braided monofilament is halfway in the end of the tubing there, okay? Right, and what I might do is I might bring that camera just a little bit closer like that, and then is that better? Let's have a look. Great. Coconut, how are you, mate? Welcome to the stream. Alrighty, so what we have here now, as you can see, is we have the little braided monofilament halfway between both ends of that little tubing there, okay? So this is the end that goes to the backing. So what I do now is this. Thank you, Paul. We are, Doc. We're going to be doing a heap of it. Lackey, how are you, mate? Welcome to the stream. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to join this to the reel. We've got this the right way around. Great. Now, what I've got to do is, this is the hard bit. Oh, don't go down there. Let's bring that down here. We're just going to put this on the table so we can manage it. All right, it's a little bit of mucking around, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty good. Then what we're going to do is this. Okay, we're going to bring that through there. Right. Thank you, Paul. That's really good of you, mate. So now what we're going to do is bring this through here. Okay, like that. So what we have now is we have the situation, boom. See that, how it's gripped? That's what's called a loop-to-loop connection, see? All right. And now what we've done is, we'll bring that in here now. Now we'll just wind the shooting head onto the 7/8 reel. So when we get our kayak sponsorship, we'll be going out on the kayak with our fly fishing tackle and hopefully getting dragged around by a few salmon. And there you go, fam. The 7/8 weight is actually complete. So what we have here, should be able to see it there. We have the braided Dacron backing. We have the orange running line, and then we have the shooting head, which is on top. And these are a beautiful large arbor spool. So with this large arbor spool, what allows you to happen is you have rather large loops, right? Okay, and with that you'll have less twist on your line, which is important, especially when you're fighting bigger fish and that sort of stuff, okay? So that's that done, right? That's the one that's got the 8-weight floating line on it, which is good. So what I'll do is I'll figure out which one of these is the bigger bag. Right, I think they're about the same, really. No, one's a little bit bigger. Right, so that will be our weight forward 8-weight floating. Right, there, which can go in its box. And now we've got the, not much difference there, I think they're the same size bag. All right, we've got our, all right, so our 7-8 weight reel is sorted. So we know that when we go fishing, right, if we bump into any salmon or any larger fish on the kayak or from the shore that we can reach, we're going to be able to stop them. So with an 8-weight fly reel, you can cast reasonably large flies up until about 5 to 6 centimetres long or 2 inches in length, okay? With the shooting head, you can cast into winds up to 40 kilometres an hour or 50 k's an hour pretty easily, which is what the aim is, okay? So that's the reel in that box. Boom. Lovely. And that's the spool in this box, which is a 7/8, which is good. Now what we've got to do, okay, is we've got to assemble the 5/6 weight. Now this is going to be a little bit of mucking around, but hey, we'll get to it, okay? There we go. Computer's nice and warm. All right, so we'll cool it down with a bit of shade. Right, good work. Now, what I've done is, due to the fact that it's so hard to find some materials nowadays, I've had to actually rehash and reuse some old materials that I had. So this is an old braided monofilament running line. Hello, Lord Podbond, how are you, bud? So these are very hard to find nowadays to buy, right? It's gone to more solid running lines. So with that sort of thing, what we're able to do, okay, is just use that. I've kept that in the shade so the sun hasn't hit it. Now, what we're going to do is this. Let's get that through there. All right, let's bring that through here. Now, this fly that I've got on here, right, this is a very, very popular fly known as a dog knobbler, right? You can tell it's a dog knobbler because it's got the lead head with the painted eyes, right there, and it's got the chenille around the body with the marabou tail, and it's also got the hackle wound around the body. So what that can look like is anything from a marron to a nightfish to a leech, which is most of the things that swim around in our waterways, right? So let me just get this off here. And look, people, don't ever make the mistake of thinking that if you spend thousands upon thousands of dollars upon your fishing tackle, it's necessarily going to help you technically, right? It's not the case. All right, practice and tuition will help you with your technical aspects. And I mean, everybody likes to have nice fishing tackle, but don't ever spend outside your budget, okay? Because that's when they get you. Now, what we're going to do here is let's get the where is it? Oh, that'll do, will it? Yep. Okay. I mean, it's like that Pen 10,500V that I bought for $200. That'll do anything that a $500 to $1,200 reel will do, fam. And I'll prove that to you. Well, I have proven it to you already. All right, so that's the little 5/6 Behemoth, which is probably a little bit heavy for this rod. It's got a fairly good balance point. They did lots of things on a string, Lord Podbond. Now, what we will do is we'll figure out how much we need. I think on this one being a 5/6 weight, we're probably going to get away with 150 yards of this, well, I mean, oh, that's 100 yards, is it? No, that's 50, great. So what we'll do is we'll cut off 3 spools working back, and what that does is that allows us to keep these together when we put them in, although I should probably do 200, I think, just to be on the safe side. So this is the easiest way to do this, people, right? There. Great. Sith Devil. I'm really good, mate. How are you, buddy? You well? How's life treating you, mate? Good to see you back in here, mate. And look, people, if I could ask you to all please go to the YouTube channel and just subscribe there for free, okay? Rightio. Now, what have we got here? Excellent. Right, so what we'll do is grab this. We're going to use this backing, okay, like that. Great. Let's bring that through here. Right. DJ, how are you, bud? What's going on, mate? You been doing much? Now, when you're joining Dacron to a spool like this, you don't need to use fancy knots, right? The material that you're using determines what knots you use, okay? So with this, you can do just your normal clinched half blood knot there. So wrap that around the line 6 times, bring that through here, then bring that through here. Right, and that's basically going to work. Always form your knots before you pull them tight, like so. Right. Okay, so that's clamped in tight on the spool now. And all this we do now is, right, this is the stuff that you don't see on the nice fancy videos. And this is no joke intended, but this is real time, okay? As in REAL and REEL. Oops. That's the only thing that concerns me about these Behemoth reels. I don't know how it'll go when we've got a fish on, but see how that's bunching up down one side? If you're fighting a really big fish and it bunches up down one side and the fish lets go, it can give itself a little bit of slack, you know? Jack, how are you, bud? So what you got to do is you got to wind your line on evenly, okay? And then what we're going to do tomorrow morning, fan, depending on the wind and that sort of stuff, we're going to go and take this out and do some casting practice. We're going to be aiming for targets and that sort of thing. Oh, you had a Vindaloo, you won't be relaxing for too much longer, Jack. You know what they say about Vindaloos, mate? They go in hot and come out hotter. Right. As long as you don't hear that Johnny Cash song, you'll be fine, mate. Okay, so let me show you something on here, fam. See how we've kept the plastic around the spools so they don't split up, right? I think this is probably going to take 100 metres of this Dacron backing, okay? This is 30-pound backing. We probably should have used 20, but in fresh water, I don't think we're ever going to get a fish that'll take us to the backing. And if we do, it'll be a state record. I've had it happen once in about 35 years, fam. All right, so let's just continue with this, right? Oi. I need to cut some of this paper off. Right, and we'll keep the plastic over the other side so it doesn't go feral. Right, so let's go again. My guess is it's probably going to take about 150 metres. Let's have a look. No, don't do that, come on. Depending on where we're going to go with that, let's have a look. Yeah, I think we're going to go easily 100 metres on here. This is a very large arbor spool, so this is actually taking a lot of backing and that sort of stuff. So I think it might even only reach 100 metres. Actually, let's have a look. And even then it might be a bit much. All right, nearly there. MM, how are you, buddy? Welcome to the stream, mate. Nearly there. Oh, that looks really full, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Got all these birds running across the roof. Right, okay. So, as you can see, that's quite full now, okay? But we should be able to sneak in a 6-weight on here pretty easy. All right, so what we're going to do here now is this. We're going to cut that here. Now, with your 6-weight lines, you don't really need to use a loop-to-loop connection, okay? Because they are... I'm on the west side of Australia, mate, so you're obviously on the east side. So... Right, what I've got here is I've got a couple of different fly lines. I've got a very cheap, basic, what's called a short, the Head Start, which is like a beginner's fly line. But these are quite good because they've got a very short taper on them, so you can turn them over in the wind pretty easy. And a lot of our conditions are really windy here. And incidentally, when you're fly fishing in Western Australia, the wind is a factor in most of your fishing in all aspects, okay? And funnily enough, when there's a light southwester or a light northwester or, you know, easterly or whatever, it does make your fishing a little bit easier. So, hey Shanky, how are you, bud? Sharks will never win a cup. Usually about 2 hours before a high tide and 2 hours after, or 3 either side, right? Okay, so what's this? Let's have a look. Is that the back or the front? I think that's the back. How are you, Shanky? So I think that's the back. Let's have a look, fam. Might have to take some of this backing off because it doesn't look like there's going to be enough room on the spool. Oh no, that might be it. No, it's not. No, that's the thicker one here, so that's the front there. Oh, nice one, mate. Have you Macca's, boy? Sorry to hear that, mate. Hope you're better. Right, so that's actually the front, which is a loop-to-loop connection. I don't really want to lose that. But in freshwater fishing, if you fish a loop, live turkey, oh no, jive turkey, not live turkey. All right, jive turkey, how are you, bud? All right, so that is the front, so this is the back. All right. Oh, Shanky, excellent, mate. Well, this is just basically how you put your gear together. Right, a lot of people don't get shown this sort of stuff. They just get shown the, you know, end product, mate. You know what I mean? Scoper, how are you? Sure I am, mate. All right, now the knot that we use to join our backing to the line is just what's known as a nailless nail knot, or it's simply known as a snell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what you do, never ever rush your knots like I just did. Right, what you do, just form your knots gently. Hey Ben, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. All right, so what we have there, see that nice little knot that I did? With this material that these fly lines are made from, they are a material that grips all fishing lines quite strongly, so you don't need to do anything silly with them, okay? And what this will do is that will be fine for most fish. I've caught salmon on 6 weights before. That'll be fine, okay? So let's see if we've got enough room on here. Right. We might actually make it, but then again we might not. Oh no, we might do it. Might be a bit of a squeeze though. No, we've done it perfectly, Famo. How's that for a guess? Look at that. Absolutely spot on, 110%. Horace, how are you, mate? Look at that. Absolutely 100%, mate. We've actually filled that perfectly. See how there's only a couple of millimetres between there and the top of the 9? Okay. Horace, how are you, bud? What's going on? Okay, so now what we need to do is, if I was going to fish saltwater, right? Devitt, how are you? Yeah, I got a heap of messages from people, mate, saying that they didn't watch YouTube and they wanted me to come back. So I put my personal differences with the site aside, and here I am. So yes, it's good to be back, but you know, we are partnered on YouTube now. All right, Neon Chili, how are you, bud? If I can ask a big favour, Famo, can everybody that's in the channel, can you please go across to the YouTube channel, right, and just subscribe for free, okay? And on top of that, Captain Hooked, how are you, mate? Good to see so many faces in here, you know? Right. But what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to leave that. This is only really an issue when you're fishing with dry flies, because what will happen is, right, when you're fishing with dry flies, now you have 3 basic types of flies. You have flies that sit on top of the water, flies that'll go underneath the water, and flies that'll sit in the water film. Right, Superman, yeah I am, buddy. Right, and if you're fishing a dry fly, you don't want any disturbances on your water at all. If I use a loop-to-loop connection on that, what will happen is, right, is it will leave a V in the water and it'll put all the fish off, okay? So I'm going to leave it on there for now, but we'll just see how we go with that, okay? That's beautiful. That is absolutely perfect. That's quite full now, right? Brilliant. So as you can see, that would be a fly reel that any Richmond supporter would love, right? Now what we're going to do is I'm going to set up, oh dear, we're going to set up the 6 weight, right, okay. And with that 6 weight, right, just put it in Discord, Superman. Just put it in Discord, mate, and congratulations on catching that cod. Shanky, over the weekend at some stage, I'm going to tie some flies for whiting, right, and a few other things, and then we're going to go and try our luck, which is all we can do, you know. All right, so what I've got to do today, Famo, is this backing is going to go on this reel, but we might have to put 75 metres of backing on here instead of the 100. But in saying that, we'll put 100 on there and see how we go. The closer we can get to the outside diameter of the spool, right? Hey, Glandhead City, how are you, brother? I bet you're as happy as always. Hello, mate. Oh, let's do a quick shout out. Glandhead, how are you, buddy? All right, thank you very much for bringing your community across to our community, mate. Hey, you well? You keeping well, bud? Hey? Oh, now, Clemmy, how are you, bud? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Our YouTube side's gone a bit quiet. I might have to do either a stream or either a YouTube stream. Glandhead, how are you, mate? You well? What are you doing? You behaving yourself? Or you been hitting it hard like always? You're a machine, man. Hey? You're the only bloke I know that makes shook like an amateur. Oh, dear. Lemons, how are you, bud? Thank you very much for the raid, mate. That's really good of you. Excellent. What I'm doing is I'm just putting together some fishing tackle. Okay, the VOD will be saved on YouTube. Alrighty. So, let's just join this again. What we're going to do now, we're going to do a shooting head configuration. You can make your own shooting heads if you know what you're doing. Right, said no one ever. But, yeah, it just saves me. From Austria, I don't know. Do the Austrians speak German? I can't remember. If they do, Guten Morgen. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you very much for tuning in. All right, so what we've got now is greetings from Estonia. Guten Morgen. I bet you love it when you beat Germany in the football. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back through there. And here. Who's that huge lurch goalkeeper that you've got? Igor, he plays for Dortmund. Hey? Right. Okay, so let's just send this down here. Our good friends on YouTube are a bit quiet tonight. No. The goalkeeper. Igor. I can't remember his last name. He's massive. Harlan's Norwegian. He's not Austrian. Right, let's just get this on here. Hello, the Skyquake Warrior. How are you, mate? What are you doing? Everyone's so quiet. I can do two things at once, you know. I hope you're well, Skyquake Warrior. Valerie Irwin was in today. Superman, if one of the mods could just Captain Hooked, one of the mods could just provide the link to Discord for Superman. If not Superman, I'll send you a message. UK Sea Fishing with Big Dan, how are you, bud? Right. What we're doing, this is not live fishing today. This is what you have to do. Thank you, Skyquake Warrior. I hope you are too. Okay, this is what you have to do to go fishing. This is the non-glamorous side that is probably the most important, because without this, you've got nothing. You know what I mean? What I'm doing today is I'm just setting up a little fly fishing outfit. We bought a couple of new reels and, oh, that's right, Araval, you know, and look, mate, everybody likes to show the big glamorous side. Oh, look at the size of the fish that I caught in that. And then people are saying, well, how do you do that, you know? Yeah, I am, mate. I certainly am. That's why I've got it winding through about 4 of the fingers, right? And it feels like they're cutting through. Big Dan, I'll give you a shout out in a second, bud. Just give me a second. Yeah, I mean, ideally in a perfect world, Superman, when you've got a fish on, the fish is putting pressure on, see? But we'll get there, fam. We'll get there. I've got a couple of spots. Oh, really? Okay, well, that'll cost you a few hundred at some stage there, Superman. Hey? Sky Quake Warrior, are you well? How's Denmark going? Is it true that everyone in Sweden wants to live in Denmark? Sky Quake Warrior? I usually do that with a screwdriver and I put on me Crocs, Superman. Oh, that's what it's about, Sky Quake Warrior. Something like that, Superman. All right. Hey, all right, we made it. So what we've done is we've put 100 metres of 30-pound backing. Now what I need to do is this, right? What I'm going to do now is, this is that running line that I was telling you about. See how it's got the loop on the end? That's going to go in here, right? And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to do a quick Bimini twist. Now, with this, apparently it's a standard joke. So I just stir up our Swedish members of the community all the time. They get a bit shirty. Devitt, tell your mate that he's not a man till he's worn Crocs at a wedding. All right, I've worn Crocs at 3 weddings, mate. And seriously, oh, Dan, I'm probably going to be fishing for the next 3 days, but not until the afternoon, bud. We've got some... But I've actually gone to dressy Crocs now. I've gone to Shimano reef shoes, like the deck shoes. They are awesome. Oh, they get so shirty, Skyquake. So, Devitt, if you want to do yourself a favour, go and buy yourself some of those Shimano deck shoes, mate. They are just super Crocs. They're saltwater Crocs. Normal Crocs are freshwater Crocs, mate. All right? All right, everyone. So here we go. Oh, they're only about $90 a pair, mate. I ordered 2, and I'm that happy. Here we go. They're the Shimano deck shoes. They certainly are, Skyquake Warrior, and especially when you wear them to a wedding. These are the Shimano deck shoes. Size 13, right? They have an inner sole, right? Chubby AU, how are you, bud? That's the Shimano inner sole. They're actually moulded internally like that. And this, in the immortal words of Hakeem Olajuwon, this is a beautiful shoe. Remember when he used to speak? This is a beautiful shoe. And he'd sell 100,000 of them. All right. So, hey, what happened there? Didn't I just tie a knot in that? They certainly are. And I can assure you, when you wear Crocs to a wedding, that's exactly right, mate. And unless they wear Crocs, they wouldn't know. All right? The uninitiated leading the blind when they hate Crocs. It's as simple as that. Tell you what, mate, when I wore Crocs to that wedding that time, now that was a laugh and a half. I tell you. There we go. Hey, Dan, when are you fishing next, bud? All right, so what we've done now, Famo, right, is we've actually formed a beautiful Bimini twist. So the good thing about this is what I've done is I've deliberately, that's exactly right, Skyquake Warrior. It's a bit like these guys that drive these really fancy cars, you know. They're just trying to make up for a lack of something somewhere else. Crocs are the same, you know what I mean? But let's not go there because we don't want to upset people, you know. All right, so there's our join, okay? Oh, that's nowhere near it. Saturday, all right, Big Dan, I'll keep an eye out for that, brother. Right, now, let's get that there. Nice, all right. So what you need to do is you need to have the loops equal lengths like that, see? Right. Stephen, how are you, bud? Exactly right, mate. Pets are like their owners. Stephen, you tell them. Right, now. How are you, Steve? You well? Oh, sugar. That's right. Okay. Hey there, Random Gaming. How are you, bud? I should have really put this through the eye of the eye of the rod, but you can't have everything. Both, Random Gaming, both, Sunshine. We do everything on this channel. Nearly there. Come on. I'll tell you what, these Redington Behemoth fly reels are deceptive. Okay, so that's 8 PM my time. Thanks, Dan. Madoki, how are you, bud? I think this is just going to sneak in. Oh, it's going to be a bit tight though. Right, that's our backing there, which is good. All right, so Famo, what we've got there is good. I'm good, Madoki, yourself? All right, good to see you streaming, Big Dan. Right. Now, to all of our Twitch community, there are some absolutely awesome streamers on YouTube that have an absolutely massive following. Right, so I will put some links up and show everyone at some stage, okay? Now, let's have a look at this, Famo. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to construct our... Oh, might be able to do it. Oh, it's a bit tight. Oh, no, we should be okay. Should be okay. We only need a couple of mil. Karma, how are you, bud? All right, so that's the one. Oh, thanks, mate. Right, so what we're going to do is, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure, right? I'm going to measure the length of this shooting head, right? Shannon, how are you, mate? Welcome, buddy. What's going on? Right. So what we're going to do is, this is the end that's going to the fly line. This is the end that's going to the backing, right? Now, this is only a 6-weight sinking, okay? A lot of people on the grubs. I'm West Aussie, Shannon. Right, let's do this. This is a lot thinner than the 8-weight, okay? All right, so that's good. Now, let's measure this. Right. Let's measure this. Okay. Okay, there. Yes, mate, it is sunset. Right. Now, let's go. I'm just going to measure this with the other one. There's not really much difference in length with your shooting heads. It's just the weight. Heading to Exmouth in April, you lucky bugger. Mate, I'd just fish 30-pound braid, Stephen, and be done with it, right? And give yourself a good monofilament backing, right? And then that way you're covered, mate. And put about 500 metres of braid on your reel, not 300. Because if you go up there, Sunshine, and you hook the fish of a lifetime, yeah, it doesn't matter, mate. You'll get fish up there 10:07. Oh, that's right. You still got daylight savings, mate. Right. Exmouth, Mate, some of the mackerel they get off there are just absolutely monstrous. Right, and you will get mackies off the beach there. Oh, don't do that. Come on. See, Geary, how are you, mate? I don't have it. Yeah, and don't worry about spending too much coin on it, you know, just steady, steady. All right, so this is... Oh, sugar. Did I do the wrong one? Oh, oh dear. Oh, no, you're right, see, Geary. No, I don't know if there's... Oh, now I don't really... Oh, hang on. Now, let's see. That's not the end that I cut, so that's the front. Not that I know of, Random Gaming. I don't think there's been ever any cases... Oh, it's Superman, is it? How are you, Geary? Hey. Let me just sort this out, bud, and then what I'll do is I'll send you a message in the other platform. Extreme NZ, how are you, bud? Thanks for your support on Twitter, mate. It's greatly appreciated. Now, to everyone that's in the Twitch channel, can I ask a favour? I'd really appreciate your support. I don't really ask for much. No, well, I don't. I think they're quite clever, mate. Alrighty, if everyone, can you just please go and subscribe on YouTube for free? All right. And as well as that, like the actual stream. What that does is that allows YouTube to realise that we're doing something on the platform and that we're being, you know, recognised for anyone. Glandhead City, thanks, mate. That'd be greatly appreciated. Valerie, hello from Australia. Actually, Valerie, if you tell me which part of the USA you're from, like north, south, east, west, or midwest, let me have a guess as to which state you're from, all right? Let me see if I can guess it in 5 questions. It's going to be tough. Well, you're from Ohio. There we go. My extrasensory perception paid off there. You've got to make it tougher, Valerie. I didn't see Ohio the first time I read it. Whoops. Oh. Welcome, everyone. Like I said, this is the least glamorous side of fishing. This is the technical stuff that they don't like to show you. On this platform, we like to show everyone everything. So what we're going to do tomorrow... Yeah. So she's typed, hello from Ohio, USA. Right. And I've gone, oh, let me guess which part. And she's typed Ohio in there. Well done, Jim. Dolphins are quite opportunistic feeders, mate. You ever seen dolphins play octopus water polo? That's savage. Hello, Vegan Cannibal. How are you, mate? All right, Madoki. So where are you? North, south, east, west, midwest? You're west. Okay. So, see you, Shannon. Thanks for coming in. Vegan, glad to see that you're still well, mate. West, California? Oh, there we go. No, that's not good. That is not good. That is too far. Oh dear, what have I done here? Oh dear. I've pushed this little tube too far over. Hang on, I need to cut this now. Let's just... Right, so... Oh, it is Superman. You've got to, mate, you know, because when you give it to someone else, if something fails, you've only got yourself to blame, you know, which is the same as if you do it for yourself, you know what I mean? Now, let me just cut this, because what I've done is I've pulled this little plastic tube too far up, and I just don't want to cut it. I just want to... That's better. Got it. Yes. Your beauty. Whew. Nice. All right. Got out of that pretty easily. And the other thing is, no one will ever spool a reel as good as yourself, right? All right, famo, so there we go. See that? That's another join, okay? It's probably a bit big for the 30 pound, but we'll be okay. Now, this is going to be interesting because I've got to try and... I can do this. Will that fit my spool? No, damn it. All right. Bring that through there. Oh, well done, Random Gaming, because sea fishing with Big Dan will tell you, two of the things that will kill your fishing tackle are salt, okay, and corrosion in the form of the salt, and also light. So if you've kept your fishing tackle in a bag or something like that, so the sunlight can't hit it, there's a good chance that it'll survive, you know. Oh, is that going to go through there? Come on. You need to go through there, champ. I picked the one braided leader that's got the smallest opening. All right, famo. So there we go. See? That's now perfectly joined. So what we do now is this. Once again, this is the stuff they don't show you. All right, we like to show people enough stuff on here so they can go off and do it themselves, okay? That's how we've always rolled on this channel. A few people have tried to copy it, but we've always done it, fam, okay? Here we go. This is going to be pretty close. Oh no, we're going to do it. No. No, we've done it, fam. This is actually perfectly filled. That's the first one we've done properly. Look at that. Have a look at that. See that? Absolutely spot on. See the gap in the top there? Only 1 or 2 mil. Unfortunately, Spudwagon, the shorter answer on that is no. Right? So what we'll do now is we'll just get another, because when I use this shooting head in freshwater, I'm going to be using it solely for sinking line purposes. Yes, there are bonefish in WA. You will find them at Broome and Exmouth. Okay? They are one of the fastest swimming fish in the world. Right? And luckily, they don't taste the best because everyone will be trying to like eat them, you know. It's like black brim, fam. The reason why we don't keep black brim on our stream is they're such a slow growing fish. I mean, depending whether they're in the Swan River or the like the Walpole or Nornalup Inlet, Swan River, they get to about 18 or 20 centimetres in the first 3.5 years. At Walpole, it's the first 5 years. Then after that, they grow very slowly. That's why we don't keep them, you know. And when we do catch fish, we don't keep them out of the water for more than about 10 or 15 seconds because it's the same as people underwater. You know, they just start to drown in the air, you know what I mean? So you've got to make sure that you get them back pretty quickly. Right, now let's go there. Okay, we'll bring this in here. And what we've done now is we've effectively made up. And I get fed up. Black brim and pink snapper are two of the worst fish for social media because they're so easy to catch. You know, especially on the East Coast. The East Coast species are a little bit different to the West Aussie species. So they're a little bit more susceptible. Oh, no, don't be doing that. They're like a little bit more susceptible than ours, right? So, yeah, you've just got to be very, very careful with them. And then, you know, you see all these social media posts. Oh, sorry, Valerie, I don't know what's happening with that bot that we have on the YouTube, mate. It wasn't meant to be doing that, right? So there we go, fam. That's our 6-weight shooting head sorted. Right, most of that weight is in the backing, okay? All right, so as you can see, we've got the end there. And now what you do is, to fish these, right, it's quite simple. What we do is we get some monofilament, right? And with the monofilament, what we'll do is I'll do a little loop on the end of it. Look, a lot of people waste a lot of money on fishing leaders, right? I'll give you a rundown of it. In saltwater, if you just get an arm's length of 15 pound, do a loop on one end, use that. That's all you need for your saltwater leader, okay? In your freshwater leader, I'll do a rear section of the leader of about, say, 15 or 20 pound, and then I'll do the front, say, about 6 pound, okay? So if you can cast properly, your issue with your leaders and turning your flies over won't be a problem, okay? But we're going to be doing a little fly casting demonstration as well, all right? So look, what I'm going to do is, how long have we been going for now? Right, we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes, all right? Look, we still have, these are our Redington fly reels, okay? So what we've done in a couple of hours today, and obviously when you're streaming it takes a lot longer to explain things, right? So that's the 7/8 weight Behemoth, right? That's set up for the shooting head, and we have all new shooting heads on these reels ready for another 10 years, right? That's the 7/8 weight spare spool. Okay, there we are, right, so that's ready to go. And then what we have here, okay, well, spudwagon, you have different size flies. In saltwater, right, your flies are a lot heavier, so, oh, okay, Valerie, right, and yeah, so even if you're not that proficient at your casting, you can still get them out there, you know what I mean? Right. That's the 5/6 weight Behemoth, and that's the 5/6 weight spool. There we go. So everything's consistent, right? So look, with these Behemoth fly reels, these are, I think they're over-engineered for the price, okay? On most shops, you'll get them for 220 bucks. The reels, and about $100 to $120 the spool. I pick up the reels for $185 and the spools for $80 because I deal with the one shop and they look after me, okay? And I make sure that I put business through them, so I'm really happy about that. I saved myself about 150 bucks from a major fishing tackle chain in Australia. Okay, and across 4 reels, that's significant. So we've got these for life, okay? Very happy with them. Whoops, the drags feel quite smooth. They're an interesting design with the fact that, hey, Sidodian, how are you, bud? It's called your time difference, pal. Right, so, shooting head, weight forward, shooting head, weight forward. That's a 9-weight shooting head. That's one of the first things we learnt at school, Sidodian, you know. It's to do with your longitudinal lines, mate. But anyway, more about that another time. So, they're consistent. These are scientific angler fly lines. They're WSB tackle shooting heads that we've made ourselves, right? So tomorrow what we'll do is we'll take them out and we'll have a cast in the morning. We'll go and do some practice on some grassed areas somewhere and see how far we can cast. We'll put a little weight on the end of it and see if we can cast a fly into a cup from about 100 feet and see if our accuracy's back, you know. Okay, in the old days what I'd do is I'd put out hoops on an oval and I'd try and cast into the hoops. I could never really do it that well, but whenever you put a fish in front of me, I could land it right on top of its head, okay? All right, famo, so look, thank you very, very much for tuning in. Let's have a look. What are we going to do here? Did a really random gaming? Okay, well, there you go, mate. I don't even know who I can throw a raid out to. I think I'll leave it, actually. All right. No, Western Australia, Sidonian, I said that. All right, fam, thanks very much for tuning in. Our fly reels are set up. Looking forward to a long winter of brim fishing, okay? And when we do our brim fishing, right, we're going to be doing a lot of it from the kayak, and I'm pretty sure... Oh, you're welcome, Valerie. We're doing a lot more. And thank you, everyone that's come in on YouTube and given up their time to watch. Horace, I've got an elk horn and I've got a WSB tackle, a Tura Carbon. These sell for about $80, mate, and I can cast a full-length fly line with them, all right? So, actually, to be quite honest with you, Random Gaming, I think brim are probably more challenging than trout, because you've got more chance of catching a 50 centimetre brim than a 50 centimetre trout, mate. And what I'm going to be doing is doing a lot more, content from remote areas that we should be able to get reception at, okay? Hey, Jace, how are you, bud? So what I'm going to do, just before we sign out, fam, if I can ask everyone to just go to the YouTube channel and subscribe for free, right? And on top of that, if you could please like the live stream that we've got on YouTube, that will let YouTube know that we are busy doing live streams and uploading content. Turbo Barramundi, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. Sidonian, don't ask for raids, mate. It's a great way to get banned. Relic, hey. Turbo Barramundi, how are you, mate? Nice to see someone from Relic stream in here. Paul Newman, thank you. Valerie Irwin, the Skyquake Warrior, I need to talk to you ladies about modding for me. Okay. Superman, welcome. Random Gaming. Oi, no. No. Don't ban him. What's this phone doing? Sorry, Turbo. Man, I need to clean this screen. Turbo Barramundi. Right. Yeah, just the relic emotes, bud. All right. You'll know for next time. All right, fam. I'm just going to sign out now. Max, how are you, bud? I'm from Western Australia, mate. Okay? All right, famo. Let's get this sorted. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in.